This is the Business Class News Show, where we talk about trending business topics that impact your daily business life.
Good morning and welcome to Linked AM. And wanted to thank everybody that emailed me. We've had some really good questions that came in. One of the biggest things that people are asking me is, okay, you're telling us what we should be doing, but really I want to know how to do something rather than what should we be doing. So today, this is for all you sales directors, all your sales professionals and business owners that are looking to drive leads into your sales funnel. I'm going to showcase today a solution that we've been using for quite a while with our clients, and I got involved with back in 2005. But it's got more sophisticated. It's a solution that drives the lead flow, and we call it intelligent lead generation. Because if you want to know how to get through those gatekeepers, how to generate those meetings that you want to get so that you're actually in a better place to actually close a deal, then you need to have a process in place.
Upgrade your listening to Business Class, the show that puts you in the big leather comfy seats. So sit back and enjoy our take on the trending business issues of the week.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share, it's a presentation that we do with our prospects and clients, really to show how effective intelligent lead generation can be. You know, there's big companies out there that do this with internal resources as such, but we've actually mastered our process so that we can actually, for our clients, identify hot and warm prospects and sort of really focus on those. So let's look at the nature of what sales development is at. It's inefficient. It's inflexible half the time, and ineffective. You know, how many times have we gone into sales meetings and we've said, okay, well, I've tried to get this prospect, they won't call me back, or yes, we actually went to see this person and they literally said that they weren't interested, so I've wasted 6 months of my time trying to get to that person. But if we knew how to identify prospects that were in the market to purchase, then it's an easier job. You know, our approach, what we're saying is, we can impact your message in a bigger way. We can reach a larger audience faster because of the way that we're actually addressing the lead generation process. And the way that you talk to your market sector, we can talk to them in a smarter way. Well, what does that mean? Well, half the time you're chasing people that have either signed a contract that's a 5-year contract, and you find that out, and then that's a waste of your time. But if you could have found out ahead of time which person was in the buying mode, then that's so much easier for you. There's 10 steps of a buying decision.
Talking sales, marketing, travel, recruitment, and more. Every week we cover business topics that are trending and answer your questions. Email your questions at questions@businessclassnews.com.
We've gone through this on previous shows. I've written articles on Linked AM about it on LinkedIn, and we really have got to understand what the buying process is and the buying cycle. We talk about the sales cycle in a lot of cases, but we really have to look at what the buying cycle is. Well, let's look at this. I mean, first of all, a client that doesn't know you, they don't know. They don't know what they don't know. So if you're not out there in front of them, educating them about what you do, then you'll never find that person and they'll never find you. And again, we've talked about this on previous segments where we've talked about, half the time the client has already found their vendor of choice. They just need to actually go and have the meetings and go through all that process. So if they don't know about you, then unfortunately you've wasted a lot of time. Then there's awareness. So that then links into that. If there's awareness of your service, product, etc., by putting your name out there, by doing all the things that we've talked about on the previous shows, then your awareness there, so there's a more likelihood that your prospect will actually find you, align you with their pain point and say, that person can help me. So then there's education. We need to educate people. People may be aware of you, but they may not be educated about what you do. So we've got to go through this, again, this process of saying, okay, this is who I am, and this is what I do, and this is what I actually do and results for you, create results for you. And then there's understanding. Okay, well, maybe people don't understand me because I've got an English accent. I don't know. But we've got to make sure that they are aware of you, they are educated about the products and services that you have, and then they've got to understand how that is going to make a difference for them. Then there's trust. Hey, everybody wants to be the first one to do something, aren't they? No! They don't want to do that. They want to trust the fact that you've done this before for somebody else and actually delivered results. And so that's why you have to build a trust factor. And trust is only built up in time. And you can do that either by working with them or getting to know them, and then in that educational phase and that understanding phase, get them to feel comfortable and trust that you can deliver what you say you're going to do. Then there's confidence. I mean, confidence is, can this person actually deliver and execute from the promise that they say they're going to do? So it's great about, I have this great solution, I have this great product, but can you have the confidence? Does the buyer have the confidence that you're actually going to deliver what you actually are selling them? Now, if they're not purchase ready, and we talked about this earlier, if they're already in a contract for 5 years and you didn't know that, and you go through all that process and everything, you go and say, oh, you have the perfect product and service for me. Why don't you phone me back in 5 years? That's a bit, oh, okay, I'll put you on my calendar to phone you back in 5 years. No, if you need to understand when they're purchase ready. And you need to understand that by communicating and having an engagement with the prospect. Then you're in the negotiation phase. And that's where, you've ticked off all of the, you've checked off all of the line items of saying, yes, I've done this, understanding, education, trust, confidence. Now, okay, my product is X, Y, and Z dollars or pounds or yen or whatever it be. You go into this negotiation phase. And it's a process we all have to go through. Salespeople like me, we don't like to go through that, but you know what? We have to go through it. Then there's the sale, the biggest buzz that you can get as a salesperson, making sure that deal closes. But it doesn't finish there. It doesn't finish there because you close the sale, you've got to make sure that you execute on it, and you know what? You've then got to build their loyalty because you want them to either buy from you on the next cycle, buy another product or service from you, and then build that relationship and grow it, or you want them to refer you on to other people that are within their own sphere and their own networks, and then you get more business that way. So you're going to build that loyalty. So going through the steps of the purchase decision is a key element. So how do we do that? Let's take you through a sample workflow of how you can develop all of those phases. Well, you've got to have that first contact with the prospect. And you can do that through conventional means, through our TV networks that we work with, email, direct mail, etc. And the people that have actually sent me an email, you'll be receiving a little mail piece through a physical mail piece, which I want you to open and play with. You'll have fun with it, I can promise you. But it'll also educate you on a little bit more about what we're about to talk about. So we initiate contact, and you've got to think about the visitor experience, that buyer. Okay, when you first go into an interaction and engagement with a prospect, usually their understanding of you is low. They may not know about you. That goes through to the first step of the buying decision. But if they don't know you, then there's this, who is this person? They don't trust you, and they're not about to give you information back if you ask them questions, because they're not quite sure. So what you need to do is you need to transfer them to an educational piece. And usually the educational piece is either a video segment, a live show that we produce, or other interactive pieces that we actually put in front of the prospect. And so we actually have, what we've done is we've increased their understanding of what we're trying to do, and then we're actually building their trust, and they're more likely then, their candor is to give us the information that we're asking for. And then, of course, we need to determine the interest of the prospect. Now, if we can do that through an interactive experience, and in what I like to call it is pre-sale development. So it's getting the sales cycle. We're understanding what the buyer is looking for, and making sure that it's relevant content that we put in front of them for future interactions. Because if I'm talking about product A and they're not interested in product A, then I need to understand that, but then get an understanding that actually I have a product C that they may be interested in. So I need to be able to transfer that knowledge and learn from the prospect so that we can better serve up content. And then if we do that, then our visitor experience to our messages, our prospect, the buyer, is much richer. It's actually, their understanding is going up, they're trusting, they want to give more information back because they actually can see that we're adding value back to what their pain point is. So, of course, we have rich media that we produce. We talked about the live shows that we actually put our clients into, and other elements that can drive information and education about that particular product or service, so that the viewer of this rich media experience starts to feel comfortable. Wow, these guys, these are the people I've been trying to find, and I need to talk to them. Again, if they didn't know about you, they won't be talking to you. So this is a great way of moving the person through this stages of the buying cycle by utilizing various tactics that we put in place. And now, as the experience and the understanding and the trust increases, then it's more likely that we can actually start to interact with them. Now, understanding where they are within the buying process. Now, if we don't know and we've wasted that time, then again, it's unfortunate because we may have missed an opportunity elsewhere. So we talked about earlier that we can actually move the sales cycle along faster because we're starting to understand where they are in that buying process. So we have 3 buckets that we like to put people into: low priority, medium priority, which is recycling, and high priority, I'm in the market to buy right now. But how do we identify that? Well, if we know as they've gone through that flow that we talked about, that they're interested in product A, but we don't supply product A, then we can politely and sort of gently soft exit them out, and then they can go off and find the product that they're looking for. But at least we now know that particular prospect is not a high priority. He's not even a low priority. I want to really, maybe nurture him in something else, and we learn from that. Then the medium priority, and of course the characteristics of that is, they're low characteristics. They don't have any interest, and their interest is low. So then we go to, how do we recycle somebody that says, yeah, I've got a contract with a client already, but it's going to be up in 4 years. Well, we can actually identify that through logic-based lead generation processes that we have, so that we can identify, okay, we need to nurture this person. We want to do a continuing education. We want to create awareness and keep that awareness high on the radar, so that that individual is of interest to us, but he's not quite there in the buying cycle for us to put a salesperson in front of it. Or me as the salesperson, I don't want to be spinning my wheels on this person, because I can be actually focusing on more high targets. And the characteristics of that are, yes, their interest is high, and the characteristics meet all the criteria that we put in place for a perfect sort of opportunity to put into the pipeline, but they're not quite there to buy from me today. So I'm going to recycle that, and then I'm going to put that into a nurture program, but keeping that awareness up, because repetition builds reputation. Remember that from some of the other shows that we did. And then, of course, we got the ones that fill out the forms. They hold their hand up and say, I want to buy now. I need somebody to call me. I need to have somebody to have a meeting. So, the characteristics are high, their interest is high, and we need to be talking to those people right away. And because of the way that we move people through that cycle, through our technology and through our process and eyesight solution, we can actually move those hot leads and warm leads into the sales funnel immediately, so that you can start working on them. And then, of course, we want to transition them to how best the buyer wants to interact with you. And so there are various choices, call me now. I mean, I want to have somebody call me right now because I'm ready to have a demonstration. I'm ready to buy from you straight now. Call me later, and so that you give them that option. Email me some information, please. Chat with me, maybe chat forums that we place on the microsites that we put out there. And then, of course, visit me, setting appointments. There's some great appointment setters, software technology out there that you can use for that. You can offer educational pieces, so download information, but you're collecting that data, and we collect that on behalf of our eyesight solution clients. And then if you're doing a webinar or an event or a trade show, we can then book people in to say, I'd like to meet with somebody at the event, and move somebody there. And of course, the good one of, I want to buy right now from your site, if you have a product or service that actually that the buyer can do. And so really, at the end of the day, the benefits of what eyesight is all about is, you reach more people with your message. And so we start off with that message. We a lot of times do pre-research. So we go out and we take a sample of an audience and we say, okay, what is it you're really interested in? What would you want to hear from us if you were to get a sales? And we have eyesight research that goes out and does pre-discovery so that we can refine the message. And then, of course, that message to communicate has to be powerful. And we help create that message so that it has an impactful engagement with somebody that is in the market to play in the sales cycle right now. And then we qualify the interest. And these are all the things, if you think about the things that a salesperson is doing at the front end of the sale, This is the pre-qualification of this prospect. Isn't a prospect, they're a suspect. I hear that all the time. Oh, a prospect isn't anything until they've identified their characteristics and their interests. So I suppose really what we're doing is we're saying, okay, we've identified our suspects, and then we can either use your list, we can have lists of our own that we can go out and find, and then we can go out and do pre-discovery. We can then start to educate and then place them into nurturing campaigns. And so, as I say, on the screen now, you'll see this. This is the direct mail piece that you'll most probably find coming through your mailbox if you've already subscribed with us. So, sort of look out for it because it's coming out in the next few weeks. It might be just after the first of the year. And then go and check it out because it's a little bit of fun. And what we're offering is we'll do a free 30-minute sort of webinar where we can just talk about what your objectives are. And if you want more leads, if you want to increase the sales, if you want to actually go out and get more meetings, then I have some really interesting information I'd love to share with you. If you want to book half an hour with me, then just watch out for the mail piece coming through your mail, and then the people that are watching this that haven't registered, then you can always go to askcarl@linkedam.com and ask for one to be sent out to you, and we'll get one sent out straight away. But I just really want to help you guys have a great sales year. That's all I want to do. And if I can help with some of the solutions that we've got, some of the advice that we're putting out on this morning segment that we put out here, then I'm doing my job, and I just want you to be successful so that when I see you next, you'll buy me a good cup of coffee in the morning on Linked AM. So have a great week ahead of you, and look out for that direct mail piece. Thanks so much. Have a great selling week.
Do you want to get large responses and relevant feedbacks from your marketing campaigns? Do you want more effective results from your lead generators? If yes, then you are at the right place. Our iSight campaigns identify and qualify your best prospects through intelligent information architecture solutions that use professional tactics to interact with your product or service sales message. How do we work? First, we create a list of targeted customers who are more than ready to request your service, or you can also provide your own list. Before talking to your customers, we conduct rapid research using various tactics, and in around 3 days, we capture data that can help you market your business in an optimal way so your prospects respond better. We provide a personalized approach with interactive campaigns by testing numerous techniques we know drive results. Campaign respondents that visit your iSight landing page are educated with your sales message, and we can filter interested targets and prospects that are in the buying cycle. We can also combine multimedia channels and real-time lead routing to your sales force. Why work with us? Apart from affordable campaigns, fast responsive lead management, and super-friendly customer care, we provide you with a tactic that allows you to keep in front of relevant prospects. An effective stream of potential customers and data that improves your business development. Let us design your custom iSight campaign business and take you to the next level.
Every week, we showcase businesses around the world. We call this our Social Showtime on Business Class News. We are on all the major platforms: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, and more. We tailor our distribution to an audience that is relevant to your business, getting you in front of your customers. You become your own co-host on a branded segment on our shows. So what does that mean for your business? Social media is a powerful tool if used in the right way. Consistency and repetition is the key to success. When you become a regular contributor on Business Class News, your prospects and customers will get to know you, and more importantly, trust you. Having Business Class News feature you gives you credibility and is great content to share on your social media. We call this transference of trust, and it gives the audience the confidence that you are an expert in your own industry or product sector. Our branded segments drive leads and inquiries that you can turn into sales. To book a guest interview on our shows, Go to businessclassnews.com and let us feature you and your business to help you grow.